Thank you very much indeed. Those cartoon noises announce my welcome. Good evening to you, my fellow children of the revolution, and welcome to this place in which I and 400 of my friends have gathered to help me celebrate my recent engagement to newsreader Moira Stewart. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, Moira and I, we were put together front row during the recording of an audience with Jimmy Tarbuck last Sunday, and under such adversity, I'm thrilled to announce love has blossomed. We are registered at Argos if you feel you must send a gift. But what are we serving up to you tonight, piping hot, seasoned and salty, like the currently very fashionable Balti? Well, from Hollywood, just about the most bankable comedy star in the world right now, here with us this evening, the Naked Gun, Mr. Leslie Nielsen, is going to be... Well, I've got my Moira Stewart, but what about you gals? Well, be still your beating hearts, because there's the sizzling, fizzling, dark, stark, wicked mind of, some say, the delicious Robert Newman going to come out. Yes! Yes, he is. Oh. We have sounds to send you sideways, as here live we present the never less than powerful Sinéad O'Connor is going to be on stage with us. Yes! Elsewhere, we've been making sure big shots on this show, they work, they don't just appear, and we'll prove it when you see Keanu Reeves as you've never seen him before. But we're going to start with a man who, well, last time he joined me here, blew the roof off this place. He's my favourite wit, rambler, raconteur, and sometimes it's hard to remember he's also one of the world's more legendary rock stars. I suspect the show may go al fresco again as we pipe a bald, Balti expert, Mr. Rick Wakeman! Yeah! Where you went. I was with Rick about 20 minutes before the show began. He said, I've just got to go upstairs to check something. You didn't say you were getting in that gear.
Well, guess where I've been? Go on, have a guess.
Move up.
Guess where I've been.
All right, Rick, I know where you've been because I saw the holiday show programme thing, yeah?
Yeah, I went to India. You saw it, did you? Yeah, get that.
I can't take your nipples looking at us throughout an interview. I used to, you know.
You can tune that one in and get to Radio 1. The trip down was unbelievable. You fly down Indian Airlines, which I have to say, good, great airlines. That's all part of the sort of get into the feel of things. Mm. Now, as you know, I'm quite partial to a curry.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
And of course, the thought of actually going on Indian Airlines and having a curry was wonderful. But there's a downfall because, of course, you've got 400 people also having a curry. In like this 300-foot Boeing horror tube, everybody like tucking in there. And it's a hell of a long flight.
Yeah.
It really is. But
I don't need to be here, do I, Rick? Let's make
when you got down there, I mean, the trip ain't finished yet. I got down to...
I believe it's just started.
Yeah, I got down to Bombay about 3:30 in the morning. And I go round, they take me this cattle truck round to the domestic airport, because I had to go down to a place called Cochin, which is absolutely beautiful, I have to say, but the trip down there wasn't. And there's this out in the air, I hasten to add, this was not an Indian Airlines plane, this was like Air Suspect, a little local airline. I mean, it was a bit of a worry, where they sort of like hand-painted and written in crayon on the side, it was a bit of a worry. And I'm looking at this plane thinking I'm not very happy about it, and I'm thinking there's a lot of people here, and they're all going to get on the plane, I wonder what seat I'm on. It's absolutely true. So I got the old ticket out, and they've got no seat number. It's the old festival seat, you sit anywhere you like.
Festival seat.
So I'm looking around, I'm thinking, there's 2 minutes to get on it. So they finally opened the door, and I flight door, got you in. Right, so I'm not like it was like the Bombay Marathon, it was. Everybody like airing across, goats and things like steaming across the old runway. And we eventually, I was like first up, that's not true, I was second up, the captain was first. And we got on the old and old Pontius goes into his seat up the front of the
Pontius?
Pilot.
Pontius, yeah, okay.
And he's up the front there giving it some. So I was sitting in this plane, I have to tell you, it was terrifying. I mean, there was bits of overhead compartments missing, some of the seats didn't have proper belts, and I'm sitting there, I was terrified. It's at that moment, normally I don't like to talk to people on the plane, but this is the moment where you really want to talk to the person next to you, but I couldn't because of the language problem. It was a duck.
A real duck?
A real duck, yeah. Had a guy with him. Where's that duck? It was wonderful.
At the top of the show, I mentioned Balti, and it's my current favourite word because this week Tesco's introduced their new Balti range. My local tandoori's called itself the Bermondsey Balti.
They're all doing it now, yeah.
It's exactly the same as Indian food, isn't it? But the first time I ever met you, you did seem to be one of the most fantastic, orderers of Indian food I'd ever come across. And just for the hell of it, and I don't want any jokes out of it...
I'm going to get stitched up here, aren't I?
No, if you call the Indian... I just want you to order an Indian meal and get it by the end of the show, that's all.
OK.
Yeah? As if he's going to say no,
yeah,
dressed like this. No, that's beneath my dignity, Dan.
Do I make it up? Do I get a menu or do I make it?
Yeah, I've got a menu here. Right, this is from...
Are you serious?
This is from... Oh, wow, it's stuck here. This is from Planet Poppadom. Which is in the King's Road in London's busy thoroughfares. There you go. All right, so I want you to select something... Rick, I'll ring up. OK, hang on. If they answer and say Planet Poppadom... Right, fade it up now so we can hear if they say Planet Poppadom when they answer. Fade it up. Can't be Planet, is it?
Planet Poppadom, Kings Road, good evening.
Wonderful.
Sorry, sir. We're calling...
Planet Poppadom, Kings Road, good evening.
So we understand. We're calling from the BBC. We just want to order something for BBC Television Centre. Could you take an order? And how long would an order be? Not too big one.
Are you the one in Shepherd's Bush?
Yeah, in Shepherd's Bush. That's
about 15, 20 minutes?
BBCs are there. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
20 minutes?
20 minutes, that'll be fine. Rick, here's the menu. 1 second, I'll hand you to somebody else. He's wearing a sari.
Sorry, won't keep 1 second. Are the BBC paying for this or can I have two
I'll
calls?
pay for it. I'll pay for this, Rick Wakeman. I promise you, I'll pay for it. All right.
Hello?
Hello?
Just move on, because we've got a load of stuff to talk about.
A balti chicken aloo with aloo, please. I'll have a balti aloo gobi. I'll have all of page 3.
And, stop it! The man's working.
And just a bottle of Chateau Headache any year you've got.
Oh.
And if you can send it round and put it all down to a Mr. Baker.
That's all right.
Or
Mr. Baker?
If he's Baker, or if he's not there, Yentob.
How much
But he might want to pay on instalments.
Okay. And how would you like all this cooked? Medium, mild, or hot?
Oh, hot. Oh, yeah. A real, go through you like a Ferrari stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so they'll do it to it. Now, that's on its way.
Brilliant. I have to say, it was one of the most wonderful things I ever did. It was great fun.
Now, last time you were on, we didn't hear any music from you. We're going to put that right. We've got a keyboard. What are you going to do for us?
Yes, this is... I mean, everybody says I don't do anything cultural anymore.
Yeah.
So what I thought I would do something especially cultural for you that you could understand. You always say to me, you never play pieces that you know. So what I've done, I've written this little piece of music called the Nursery Rhyme Concerto, which I normally do with a full symphony orchestra and choir, but due to BBC cutbacks, I'm going to do on my own.
Yeah.
It is also normally an hour and a half long, but due to the fact that your programme isn't, it's down to 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes?
But I need a bit of help from you here.
Go on then. You've got to get it. So,
well,
all right.
No. I just need. Can you help me put my towels? I can't play in this. You know.
Wow. When do you sneak this stuff into the building? I saw you. Oh, keep running on this. Yeah, come on. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A free concert. What the people in South America are crying for. Sans shoes, but with every ounce of talent intact. It's the Nursery Rhyme Concerto with Mr. Rick Wakeman right there. Wakeman. I've got an eerie feeling that's not the last time we're going to meet on a chat show, but just very quickly, you are on the road, aren't you, doing 20-odd dates?
Yes, 20-odd dates with my son, telling silly stories and playing silly pieces
Pretty
of
much
music.
like you've seen tonight. Well, let's have some music now, as opposed to what Rick's been fooling around with, I suppose. You know, it is grand indeed to introduce one of the most potent forces the rock stage has witnessed in recent times, with, appropriately, a classic, Sinead O'Connor!
There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many's a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailoress. She sewed my new blue jeans. And my father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. Oh, and the only time that he's satisfied is when he's down and drunk. So mothers, tell your children not to do what I have done. Oh, not to spend their lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Thank you.
Sinéad returns later on with something very new. Now then, the staggeringly good Keanu Reeves was in town this week to promote the film Speed. Now, Speed, as you already must know, is a big hit, and as you probably know already, concerns a runaway bus full of people that must stay above 50 miles an hour or explode. Now, on Wednesday, we, this show, were invited up to Keanu's hotel room to talk about the film, but, well, it all seemed a bit pointless. So we decided to strip away some of the machinery and PR and routine and find out how, in real life, big shot actor Keanu Reeves actually does handle a little bit of pressure. See this. Welcome to the Hyde Park Hotel. Now, the problem with doing interviews in a hotel is the fact that you're on a conveyor belt with lots of other interviewers, and the star is usually very bored with the whole process by the time you get there. So to liven this one up, what we've done is we've wired the hotel room down here to about half a ton of very powerful explosive. If Keanu Reeves doesn't answer 25 questions in 2 minutes correctly, kaboom, we blow him up. If he does answer them 25 in 2 minutes correctly, then we'll show a clip of his film. I think he's going to agree to do this. It should be fun. As long as he doesn't ask me about his British accent in Dracula, I think we're all right. Nobody gonna take my car, we're gonna race it to the ground. Nobody gonna take my car, it's gonna break the speed. Ready?
Yes.
Question 1. What's the deal with this name of yours?
It's a Hawaiian name.
Gotcha.
Given by my great-great-uncle.
Which movie are you currently in town promoting?
I'm in here for Speed.
Would you like us at this moment to use some precious time to run a clip?
Oh, yes, please.
So what's the best movie ever made?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Okay, what's the weather like in LA?
Sunny.
Which stretch of water lies between India and Myanmar?
Bay of Bengal.
Isaac Newton, born in?
1642.
Died in?
1727.
Okay, question 9. Name 3 types of headwear.
3 types of headwear.
Headwear.
Hat, scarf, and tiara.
Absolutely. In real life, do you ever use Bill and Ted language?
Excellent.
Can porcupines climb trees?
Yes.
Okay, look at this clip.
What you need is an egg box like this.
Name the presenter.
Valerie Singleton.
What triggers a nuclear reaction?
A neutron hitting the nucleus of a uranium atom.
Causing?
Fission. Releasing energy and neutrons.
I needed neutrons. Okay, question 15. Do you want to run some more of your clip and use up some precious time?
Yes.
Give me 2 other words for swamp.
2 other, marsh and quagmire.
Number 17. During the Leeds Tottenham draw at Ellen Road recently, who scored for Tottenham?
Barney.
No, actually it was Teddy Sheringham. Question 18. Name any member of The Clash.
Joe Strummer.
Absolutely. Number 19. Who appeared drunk on last week's show?
Shane McGowan.
What type of rock is Ayers rock?
Sandstone.
Number 21. In a nutshell, what happens at the end of Jaws?
Mr. Schneider hits oxygen tank in the mouth of a shark and it blows up.
Correct. Number 22. Apart from the Generation Game, name any other Bruce Forsyth series.
Play your cards right.
Absolutely. Question 23. Reminder you've got 1 wrong. Which words would describe TV critics?
Weasels, bullies, money grubbing.
I'll accept it. Yeah, absolutely. Number 24. Which flightless bird is a kind of parrot and comes from New Zealand?
I can't pronounce it, but I think it's the kakapo.
Kakapo, I'll buy that. Number 25, you're up against it here. How does the opening of EastEnders go every week?
Da 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 da.
I'll accept that. Hey, you've got 1 wrong. This will be question 26. Which animal was first bred for meat in the 18th century?
The Berkshire pig.
That's 20. Well done with a second And under the rules of our, under the rules of our deal, you can now hijack the BBC to run an extra long clip of this movie, which I understand, other than Lawrence of Arabia, is just about the best movie ever made.
You're too kind.
Too kind. Okay, should we run the clip?
Yes, please.
There's a bomb on a bus. If it drops below 50, it blows up. What do you do? Where's Jack? Where do you think?
Stay on or get off.
Get off.
This is much better.
Pop quiz. You have a hair trigger aimed at your head. What do you do? What do you do?
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks,
Sorry
Dan.
about it. There's another way of doing these hotel rooms.
No, I
That's
understand,
all.
I understand.
So thanks for your time.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. And
Danny,
well,
Danny,
Yeah.
what did you think of my accent in Dracula?
Hollywood big shot. Teddy Sheringham. How come you didn't know that? Stay tuned to the end of the show and we'll tell you something else about that little film as well. All right. There's a T-shirt I once saw for sale in a woman's clothes shop in New York, and it had written on it, in this woman's clothes shop, a T-shirt, it said in tiny letters, "Who is tall, dark, handsome, caring, funny, successful, rich and charming?" And it had on the back, "Somebody else's boyfriend." In a recent survey, it transpired that 98% of women would take that description but simply settle for the blistering comedy mind and love God melding that is Robert Newman. Saw that in New York, which is somewhere you've been, right? You've been.
I have.
What have you been doing?
I was out there partly writing my book, just because you get bored of writing it in one place, and I did about 4 gigs out there as well, just sort of.
How did the Americans take to you? And it must be terribly competitive, I reckon. With.
Yeah, you go out there because the last gig I'd done before going to New York was like Wembley, so I felt like a big shot, you know. And then you go there and you say, "I believe I'm on the bill to do 10 minutes," and he says, "Well, we don't have a list of you on the name here. Just come on, maybe between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning. We could maybe put you on. I don't know."
2:33.
And so it cuts no ice with them at all that you've played to sort of, you've done tours in England and that, because it's like being like, I'm Bratislavia's #7 comic. You know, in my country, I'm very big. I do a routine about beetroot, very funny. People they stop in the streets. They say, "Where is your beetroot? I'm big star. You know, big star. You put me on. I kick ass. You know."
Wasn't that really daunting though, touching down and did you plan to do gigs when you went out there?
I went out there. Well, the thing is, because I was writing, I could always say if the gigs went down the toilet, of course I just come here to write.
Did
anyway,
they go down the toilet?
No, they went down very well actually. Yeah. So especially the last 2. So the first two, it was all right. You know.
So now you're writing another book. So all right, take me through it. What's this one?
Second one, I got the idea from the American sociologist John Howard Griffin. Wrote a book in the 60s called Black Like Me. He wanted to find out firsthand, you know, what life was like living under the segregated South. So he dyed his skin black and walked around the southern states to experience it firsthand, all that prejudice and hostility. And I thought, what John Howard Griffin did for race in America in the 60s, I shall do for gender in Britain in the 90s. And had an idea of writing a book called Female Like Me. And to research it, I disguised myself as a woman and walked around the streets of London to experience it firsthand whether or not
You've done this already?
There was, and I have to say, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I mean,
you dressed as a woman.
I disguised, and I was shocked. I thought chapter 1 is sexual harassment, and I thought men shouting comments out at women in the street was something I hadn't done once a month, once a week. Within half an hour, Dan, within half an hour of walking the streets disguised as a woman, I'm walking past a building site.
Yeah.
Builder leans off at the top of the scaffolding and shouts out, "Oi, are those your tits, or have you got 2 halves of a melon up your shirt?"
No.
Which was rude, it was offensive, it was an invasion of my personal space, and it was hurtful. It was very hurtful.
Yeah.
As it happened, I did have 2
2
halves.
halves, yeah.
That is not the point. That is not the point.
So you wandered around, dressed, and some may say already feminine features, adorned.
Right, absolutely.
No, exactly, no. You adorned, and so what other chapters can we look forward to?
Chapter 3, very serious one, women and employment opportunity. As you may know, in Black Like Me, John Howard Griffin goes for a job.
Sure.
As a black man, he's told it's already gone, goes back the next day as a white man, exactly the same CV, given the job. And I thought, I'll do the same thing in Female Like Me, only the other way round. And I went for the job first of all as a man, and to be honest, I didn't actually get the job. But as a man, they were very polite about it. You know, they were very courteous. They said, you know, "Thank you for coming for the interview.
Yeah.
But we don't feel, Mr. Newman, you have the appropriate qualifications to teach PE in this girls' school." Now, when I came back, a mere 10 minutes later, disguised as a woman, their attitude was completely different. They said, "Piss off, or we're going to call the police." And it's this sort of thing women are up against every single day.
Now we're getting to Now we're getting to the bits. One thing, it's almost like an accusation, but you were at university, you were at college.
Yes.
Therefore, in light of quite recent events, were you an angry young man? Are you a protester? You're angry still, or what?
I recently had to walk through an anti-vivisectionist picket. I was going through into Boots the Chemist in Camden, where I live, and they're all handing out these anti-vivisection leaflets, so I took one so they don't pick on me. And so I'm standing there waiting for my Prozac, reading this thing. And they were against testing cosmetics out on animals. All right, where do I sign? Fine. But they're also, these were hardliners against any medical research or experiments whatsoever on animals, which I find, you know, astounding. You know, the idea that someone I love, someone you love, could be saved from dying of cancer for the sake of a few experiments on what is, after all, a bit of tucker. It is astonishing to me. And I came out there and I went up to him. I said, "Look, I just want to let you know just how diametrically opposed I am to everything you're saying in this leaflet." I said to them, I said, "This may sound like a rhetorical figure of speech, but it's not. I honestly mean this. I would genuinely go into any field and kill every single horse, cow, goat, sheep, cat, dog, hamster, rabbit, gerbil, if I honestly believed in my heart for just one moment that it might be a bit of a laugh. and he, you know what he said? This so-called left-wing demonstrator. Yeah, he looked at me and he said, "Are those your tits, or have you got two halves of melon up your shirt?"
When exactly did
This is what I'm up against every single day.
When exactly did we drift in the act? Because you've just got that one double act. Let's not drift back that far. All right, so your own image then. I mean, you're like just pubic hair forever, aren't you? I mean, it's just coming out of here.
It's a medieval rough.
Is it a problem? Are you vain? Do you do stuff to yourself? It's an end of the peer audience tonight. Yeah. Are you vain? Do you do stuff to yourself?
I shave.
Increase.
Well, most of my body really. And
No.
It's like the day of the trippage. You wake up and his body hair has taken over, and you have to hack your way to the sunshine.
So, you're there. Have you ever waxed or?
Occasionally, I occasionally have to imac my neck just for visibility.
No.
Just for visibility. It's
Really?
Occasionally, in the highway code, there's a sort of, it's just.
Yeah.
If you've got topiary coming out of it, then you have to clear it through.
And this time last week, I asked exactly the same question to Shane McGowan.
Yes.
I said, you are aware, are you not, and this probably rings a little true of you, that you are something of a babe magnet. Now, it's been put to you before.
Shane McGowan?
Yeah, Shane is.
No, you're joking.
No.
No.
At least the two women who work in our office went nuts when he was coming on. Oh, just nuts. And a lot of people around the building. I don't know what it is. Everyone loves a bastard. Maybe. That's it. But with yourself...
There's a bastard, and there's a bastard who can stand up.
You wouldn't have said that if Shane had been around.
I did used to be very anti-drugs myself, but I find that my attitude towards drugs... has changed now that I've got some cash. But I know there's lads watching this.
I know.
It's a Saturday night. They've been out.
Yeah.
Saturday night, and they've been out, and they've come home. They haven't pulled, and you're going to break the news to them that Shane McGowan is a babe.
That's
magnet.
the way forward. You're still avoiding the question to you.
He's going to the bathroom with a hammer. Boom.
It works. That said, you're still avoiding it. How do you feel about it?
Well, that's all we've got time for, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's all we've got time for, legend Robert Newman. Cagey git. You cagey git. And when I wear those jackets, it works. Okay. And so to our... Wow, we've still got the best to come here. And so to our final gust in this full scale. He's a man who, other than Father Christmas and the bloke on the Quaker Oats packet, has just about the most famous white hair in the world. Now, I could stand here and insult your intelligence by rambling on about Police Squad and Naked Guns, but when you're from Hollywood and you are real famous, all that needs to be said is Leslie Nielsen! Real good.
You're wonderful.
Now, everyone's been coming on here doing the act tonight. I'm sure we can't get any pat jokes out of you over the next 20 minutes, but nevertheless...
What kind of what?
Pat jokes. They've all been coming on doing the act.
Yes.
Here, they've all been doing the act. Now, I know you want to sober things up a bit. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay. What is the deal with this hair
Police
of yours?
work is serious business, you know.
The what?
Police work is serious business.
Police work is serious business. What's the deal with that name? You didn't write the name Drebin, because that is such a weird
They
name.
picked that out of a phone book, believe it or not. They just opened the book like this and went...
No!
And they said Drebin. Let's call him,
Drebin.
Frank.
I thought I was missing some pun, but it's actually just the name out of a phone book.
But it's perfect.
Oh, we bet, yeah. Couldn't be anything else now. What is the deal with this hair of yours? Because it's sparklingly white. You are like Saxa Sam off the Saxa salt bottles. That's
What you
real.
see is what you get.
Yeah. I mean, when did it start going? I mean, it's wonderful.
It went this way about 20, 25, 30 years ago.
It's not like that.
Yeah. Changed over. You know what happens with hair? With my hair, people see me and they say, "Leslie, you never change. You just never change." I say, "I'm changing all the time."
But
believe me.
You got some
I
kind
say, but the hair's staying the same.
Oh, mine's coming out by the handful, and I've got like 2 years.
It's a shame.
Forget it. Oh, yeah, breaking your heart. I know, yeah. Yeah, sure. Oh, thick,
really
luxurious
tough,
raven's wings up there you go. I know, yeah. All right. So this wasn't something I was going to ask you, and it's not. But having had on, he is a big sex magnet. The fellow who just left in the comedy, you know, all the babes go nuts.
Good-looking guy too.
Are you? Does that happen to you? Especially since the last 10 years or so with this fella laughing already? You must get like nutty mail. Do you get groupies yourself?
I don't look at anybody but Priscilla.
Oh, it's a real deal then.
All I know is that I have been called a sex symbol, but then John Forsythe, any number of guys my age, really very unusual. I think it really is the bow legs.
Bow legs?
Well, my bow legs, not yours. Are you bow legs?
Can we see? You got
well, sure.
Let's have a look at some bow legs right
yeah,
now.
Here you are. Now take a look at these.
Yes, I suppose they are.
Watching your bow.
You could play and go for Chelsea, no problem at all. And I'm sure you've been asked before, but how did the changeover happen? Because you were the captain of the Poseidon, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And when I see that film now, and you're on the bridge in a straight roll, and you've got those binoculars there, and you turn around and go, I think we're in trouble. Everyone, yeah, you do.
No, I said, oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah. But we expect there to be black rings around your eyes.
Naked Gun 33 and a third.
You what?
In Naked Gun 33 and a third.
Yeah.
When they come back, Charlton Heston used it a lot too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But
so in Naked Gun, when I say, what is the award? And they say it's the Best Picture award, and I say, oh my God.
Poseidon adventure.
Yeah.
How much do you laugh on the set when you're making those films? I mean, one of my favourite scenes, but it is the one in number 2 when you're trying to get the bonds undone by trying to cut them against the the cabinet behind you, and the things falling off the shelf, the clubs,
so dumb,
the bowling ball, everything tarred and feathered by the end of it. Is that just grueling hard work in your mind, or do you have some fun yourself?
No, it's all fun. We literally got up early to go to work early to start laughing sooner. Yeah, really. But David Zucker, they were talking to him quite recently, and he said, we never realized how lucky we were because we had fun doing the Naked Guns. And I've talked to my compatriots and other people directing comedies, and they had a lot of problems, and they were not really that happy. We were always having a good time, and it's true. We had a very good time.
Ever worked nude?
Worked nude?
Yeah.
A little personal. In pictures?
No,
of course not.
You've never. I should imagine in your time you played quite a lot of romantic leads, though, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they weren't quite that romantic.
Oh, I see. I didn't know there was any other perks there. Yeah. The people filing in this evening, I asked them for questions to put at you tonight because you've been everywhere this week. But is there anything we don't know about you, Leslie? Joey Catchersides, I've got here. Joey says he wants to know what you miss about home when you're over here.
Well, one of the things I notice is that you don't have too much air conditioning here, and I've become very used to it in L.A. So I kind of don't get to sleep that easily, and I roll and I toss. I get in the fetal position. I get down on my stomach. And the other night, all I could do to get comfortable, I took all my clothes, everything off, and I was naked. And I got down on the floor on my back, and finally I was good, and I started to get to sleep. And then somebody just shook me, woke me up, and it was the guy who owned the restaurant. He says, get up, get out. He said, get up and get out. I said, well, what do you want me to do first?
Well, Susan Haynes, you live in Los Angeles, earthquake zone. How do you protect yourself from quakes? Do you do that in any way?
Well, water is a very important thing when you have an emergency like that. Fill your bathtub with very hot water and put it into plastic bags. And put it in your freezer and freeze that up. And then when there's a quake, go to your freezer, open it out, let the bag thaw out, and you'll have hot water, which is very comforting. Yeah.
You see, here we're getting to the real deal. A couple more. Which restaurants do you Stephen Saunders. Steve, which restaurants do you prefer? What's your preferred choice of restaurant, it says?
Well, I really love Mexican restaurant. Mexican food is very close to my heart. Actually, it's very close to my heart, too.
Oh, my God.
Excuse me.
What?
Very sorry. I say Mexican food.
Hang on, no. I've seen you do that on shows, and I figured, that's a nice trick.
Well, you should never have asked me that question to begin with. Actually,
can you do that at will?
The restaurant that at who?
Can you do that? No, at will. Can you just do that?
Well, just a minute. Yes, I guess so. I guess you're right. That's the breaks of the game. Don't tear those questions up.
It's the last one.
I have a question for you. What is the capital of Somalia?
Capital of Somalia?
Yeah.
Mogadishu.
Gesundheit.
It's Mogadishu and Gesundheit, ladies and gentlemen. It's Leslie. Oh, no. Do it again. It's Leslie Nielsen. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. You know, you work, you toil to make your sophisticated comedy, and the house comes down with the old blow-off joke, doesn't it? Robert, one for the festival hall, that is. Please respond accordingly, as once again we welcome back the mighty Sinead O'Connor.
Thank you for hearing me. 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 Thank you for loving 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 me. Thank you for seeing 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 me. And for not leaving 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 me. Thank you for staying with 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 me. Thanks for silence 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 with me. Thank you for holding me and saying I could be. Thank you for saying, baby. Thank you for holding
first public performance of that song in the history of television. Thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. It's been something of a laugh fest, I fancy. Of course, Rick Wakeman's takeaway. I know it arrived. Julian, who's down here with the camera. Julian, Rick Wakeman is actually around there in makeup, filling his face. Do me a favour, before we stay with this, we'll be off the air in a second. Let's see if we can. If you look at the monitors up here, folks, you can see. And in the green. Yeah, there's Rick. Yeah. And I've got to pay for it. Why am I laughing quite so hard? Yeah, thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. Before we sign off, we always like to do something for you at the end of the show, and people think it's all over, but you people wait with us. We're the hardcore. Do you remember this from earlier on? How does the opening of EastEnders go every week?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'll accept that. You've got one wrong. How could that be? How could Keanu Reeves be so fluent in matters of the Queen Vic? Well, let's face it, because I taught him how to do it. Now then, we're all here late at night, right on the edge of falling off the air. Shall we be terribly unfair to a big-shot American movie star and show you him learning that? You want to see that? Because there was something about that was a little too good to be true, wasn't it? OK, roll the videotape. How does the opening of EastEnders... You might want to stop it. It goes... da-da-da-da-da-da. That's it, right? OK.
Da-da-da... No.
No, please. I'll give you some time to do this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You've got 26 questions.
No, OK.
You need to get 20. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Get big, like, it's a bigger show over here, right? Da-da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.